War. War never changes, including when it's between kids resolving playground disputes by shooting each other to death. Welcome to Touhou 12.8, or better known as Touhou Fairy Wars, the most Cirno-tastic game ever made, even more than the actual 9th Touhou game where Cirno absolutely sucked in it. Forever stuck in the tier. This game is the third side game in a row between Touhou 12 and the absolute peakness that is Touhou 13. In fact, this Gensokyo and double spoiler, the game with my beautiful attack, came before this. Well, it seems that the more side games Zoom makes before a game, the better will be. Touhou side games in general have always been insane oddballs, and this one is not indifferent. However, it's special in the way that it's mainly derived directly from the Sangetsusei manga, among about three little fairies named Sunny Milk, Luna Child, and Star Sapphire who go about their daily life and pranks like bombing random people for lols. Diving deep into the plot of this game, the game's story is a continuation of the second volume of the Sangetsusei manga, where the Fairies of Light decide to gather all the fairies to establish a reign of terror upon the humans, just because, that's what fairies do. So how to decide to recruit Cirno? By destroying her house, obviously, and making her think that it's a declaration of war in the process. So off she goes to prepare for the Great Fairy War. Now with the story out of the way, let's see how the game plays like. The game plays the classic shoot 'em up style expected from a classic Touhou game. However, since Cirno is the idiot fairy that all the normies love, she uses her ice powers to set the special mechanic of this side game, freezing. Cirno's charge shot is replaced by an AoE move that freezes any bullet that it touches, spreading the freeze also onto other nearby bullets, neutralizing them. The longer you chain, the more the sweet points that you'll gain, if you care about scoring and such. Freezing is not only a scoring tool, but also the main tool that will keep you safe during basically any wave of bullets thrown at you. You can also grade its bullets to make it charge faster, and trust me, you will need to charge really fast since this game, the Mako patterns are unrelenting all the time, even on easy mode like I played. In fact, those side games in general are known to be hard, like Double Spoiler and Shoot the Bullet are still hard games, but this game brings the difficulty to like Touhou 15 type of stuff before even Touhou 15 was a thing. Even Touhou 12 in general was a pretty hard game because I have no idea how you're supposed to get the no freeze medal that you can get for some of these spell cards for how insane they are. Thankfully, instead of using the regular life system, the game uses this motivation meter where every 100% of it represents a life that Cirno has. Really silly how Cirno just apparently gets extreme emotional damage from losing, that at some point she just completely gives up despite being immortal like all the other fairies. If only she also used this motivational grind set in Touhou 16 though. She got the power of vitamin D over there instead. The game doesn't use the standard 6 stages formula as expected, but instead it uses this strange route system where there are basically 3 different routes that you can choose on the level selection screen, where each route divides into 2 different variations after you complete the first stage, as you are given a choice on which path you want to take. The difference between the paths is not really that big. In fact, the level layout between the 2 different versions of the stages that you can take for only one route, and the bosses at the end of each of the 3 stages that make up a route are always the 3 Fairies of Light, but in a different order for each route, and with really slightly different text. Stage 2 also introduces fire bullets that can be freeze, and stage 3 introduces these little lasers that break your eyes and set little circular shards everywhere, which should, to be honest, I don't really like that big of an issue, but still, at the end of the day, the average bullet number on screen for this game is probably 200 bullets every second for how brutal it is. Fighting the Fairies of Light each time is not even that bad, they're alright, I guess. Their spell cards are really peculiar, at least, like each one is their different repeated pattern that they change up a bit every time they use a different spell card. And I am really wondering what the hell are they eating to be this strong at this age when they look and act like they're 8. My favorite one to fight is definitely Luna, though. Spell cards are really enjoyable compared to the other two. On the other side of the spectrum, a star should 100% get their iPad taken away. Sunny still remains my favorite in general of the trio, though. She can put a pipe bomb in my mailbox and I wouldn't even be angry at her. I would just laugh, I would forgive her, she can do that. She can bomb my mailbox. Now, after you complete all 6 routes, you unlock the final trademark challenge of Toho games, the extra stage, where a very special guest appears, Marisa Kirisame. I mean, she's a special guest till a certain point, I guess. It's Marisa of all people, after all. Even if I met probably like 2 purebred Marisa fan in all my whole year of being a Toho fan. Marisa fans, like and subscribe for virtual validation. It really helps. So Marisa shows up and decides to mess with Cirno for a bit since she's apparently on some god tier self-validation grind set with the usual I am the strongest type of talk that Cirno fans can't seem to stop laughing at for the past 20 years for some reason. Still better than Sakuya fans. So how does Marisa decide to mess with Cirno? Well, by shooting everything she has at her, making her have the worst 15 minutes of her life that will surely leave her mentally scarred for life. Mind you that all of this is being subjected to a little girl who probably has the mental age of 6. Child soldiers are apparently real in tow with this game. If there was one word to describe this extra stage, it would be pain. This extra stage is universally agreed upon to be absolutely brutal, as is to be expected of a final challenge of an already brutally difficult game. Lastly, on to the music. The soundtrack for this game is surprisingly small. Only 10 tracks in general, and many of it are reused from the music CDs that were released as an extra, free extra, alongside the manga. But if we want to talk about the real highlight of this game's soundtrack and an absolutely certified banger, we have to talk about Magus Knight. Marisa's original theme in this game and absolutely rocks. It sounds so evil, and I love it. Probably mainly derived from the fact that it's supposed to play in the moment where Marisa is terrorizing an innocent little girl just because she felt doing it for the vine. And so this is all my yapping about Fairy Wars. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments, and I hope to see you next time when I will probably come out of hibernation in probably a few months. Have a fantastic day and stay safe, everyone. Oh, and also one last thing. Originally, this video was going to be an analysis if there were actually any war crimes committed in the Fairy Wars, because title is Fairy Wars. It can be a real war without war crimes, I guess. Otherwise, it's not realistic. And I didn't want the thumbnail to go to waste, which was made a long time ago. So, sorry for the bait. Have a nice day.